Actually, let me switch back to English because I will start sitting here having a whole language conversation with y'all, doing my intro in Espanol. Uh, welcome back to another great episode of Kyndra's Corner. Kyndra's Corner is about random polling questions, interesting news of the week, and yes, I'm in my cheetah prints. Feeling real feline-ish. Yeah. Okay. Esque. I don't know. That's a new word that hasn't been made up yet, but I just made it up. But yes, random polling questions. And I have a wonderful cast every single week that comes and they bring the funny. So we start off with some, interesting news of the week, like I said, and then it gets to something serious, or it could be funny as well. But before I go ahead and bring on my guests, I want to let y'all men know, or women, whoever you guys all are, all of that rapping and not getting rich stuff will get you left. And we actually have a broke rapper on here, so he got left. And also, ladies, please start giving these men K2 instead of 2K. With that being said, let me bring up our broke racker Wings on a play. Wings, you're muted, baby. You're muted.
Hey, I'm muted. Yeah. That's how they did my music. Wow, what's down, baby? How y'all feeling, baby? I fix all the
shit, man.
We fix the rapping with money too now.
Thank you so much for coming on. Let me go ahead and bring the next person. This person said if I start speaking too much Spanish, they're going to deport me. And that's KLG is in the building. What's up, KLG, the hater?
Oh, you can call me a hater all you want. We'll see what I say about that shit.
Okay. Well, guess what? Ice works for me. All right. So, man, listen, man, I really appreciate both of y'all coming in. I appreciate y'all coming in and everything else like that. Before we start, KLG had something important that he wanted to say about colonoscopies. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm here to encourage everybody to go get their colon checked, man. I understand us as brothers and man, we want to sit up there and take the time to go do that, but I'm here to tell y'all the best time is right now. Because, see, with my results, the stuff I found out I had 2 polyps. But they were so small. They were so small that it was able to get them on out me. And my colon is very healthy and stuff. I had a very good screening. I'm blessed. I thank God for it and all. You too can feel this way. Just get on up and go get your colon checked, man. I mean, come on now. We done lost a lot of good brothers from this same thing, We have to take care of ourselves, man. We have to, also monitor your blood pressure, monitor your heart rate, do all that, man, and stuff, man. I want people here. I want us here to, experience more of this great gift that we call life, okay, and stuff with it. Because I'm telling you, things can get a lot worse, especially, that's why I tell everybody, I already got $1 million and stuff. I already got that. Because, see, I can walk, I can talk, I can eat, I can see, I'm living, I'm breathing. I got a roof over my head and stuff. If you don't, I got friends, family, all that around me and stuff. And if you don't think that's worth $1 million, okay, let you lose your eyesight. Let you lose the feeling in your arm and stuff like that. Oh, it's going to start racking up then. So go get yourself checked. All right. Now, let's get back to these jokes.
Okay, hey, listen, man, that's very important, man. Please go get yourself checked and stuff like that. So, it's very, very important. Nothing wrong with that. And
this
speaking
of females too.
Yes, women as well. Listen. Like, oh, I don't know if I should be saying it. I'm gonna say this because KG said that was his lunch, but guess what? It's gonna be all y'all's lunch. So, I will show y'all. But maybe
you don't need to show us that.
I want to see. I want to see now. What the fuck y'all talking about? Shit, I want to see that.
Okay, so it's like a lump that's on my back, right? Lump that's on my back, and so it's been there for a little while, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't itch or anything. So I made an appointment, had to go to the doctor, made an appointment, and earlier today. Went by, of course I'm coming in there with the jokes and everything else like that. And so I said, you guys, they said it could be lymphoma or something like that, like lymphoma or something like that. And they told me that if you want to, you can get, removed. I said, yeah, let's get it surgically removed. So I got another appointment within the next week. But anyway, I say all that to say, I had a dream last night, right? So I always anoint myself. I always make sure to cover myself in prayer before I go to sleep because I'm like, there's not going to be any incubus, succubus, or sex demons. Spirit spouse says the same thing. It's another word for it. They're not going to come onto me. But I also ask God to make me a general in His kingdom. So when you get made, that's like the highest level of in the kingdom. So you are, striving to get that where you're going to have demonic attacks a lot more than you want. I had a dream that I was actually part of. Basically, I crawled into a bed of an orgy. Right, I knew an orgy was going on, and I just wanted to go ahead and crawl into the bed. So I crawled into the bed, and then all of a sudden, I start sucking a boob. Right, and then somebody had bit that lump in my back and then penetrated me from behind. And I don't know who that person was. I was too afraid to turn around and look. And then I woke up. I rebuked the dream. But I kind of didn't want to because that's the most action I'm getting in my life right now. These bills are coming more than I do. And yeah, that's my story. So I rebuked those spirit spouses. That's all I want to say. Let's go ahead and interesting news of the week. So first one, and I'm going to bring it to you, KLG. A woman went viral making a post saying that she sent her man $1,500 for his birthday. Big ballin', okay? Then found out he was in Cancun spending it with his BM. What are your thoughts on that, KG? City boys up or down? What we on that?
Yeah, City Boys up, man, and congratulations for your patronage and stuff, and we appreciate that. I hope you have a sister somewhere, a cousin, and all that damn stuff. If you do, give me her information. I gladly whisper little nothings in her ear so me and my wife can also go to Cancun as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, you know, if you just that stupid, you just want to give away money like that, I would gladly, diversify you of your funds, if you will.
Okay.
Dispense of your funds, my
What's the
bad.
what's
Not
the what's
diversify,
the
but
what's the
dispense.
what's the most amount of money a woman has ever spent on you, and what did you do with that money as well?
15,000.
Oh,
And what did I do with that money? I drove it around.
You did right, brother. You did absolutely correct.
I drove it around. Drove it around.
15. So what happened? Why is that relationship end?
That was my baby mother, and you know the story behind
Oh
that.
yeah, no, of course, of course. 15. What type of job did she have to like just give you 15,000?
She didn't like give it to me in money. She gave it to me in credit. So,
Oh, okay.
and to be real with you, I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all better learn about credit. You get a lot more stuff with credit than you can money. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Credit is better than money. I'm just gonna be real.
All right, beautiful. Wings on the plane. What are your thoughts on this first interesting news of the week?
I don't know. I'm kind of split, dog. I don't know. The player in me want to be like, yeah, you up, city boy, up. Fuck all that city boy shit. I am a grown ass man. I don't want to live in the city. There's a little
Yeah.
bit too much going on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got which one of these women is the man with? Is he with the baby mama or is he with the girlfriend that gave him the money? If you with the girl that gave you the money, you're down bad, bro. You're wrong, bro. You down bad. Nigga, you wrong, nigga. If you ain't with that bitch, that's your baby mama. And if you is with her, then why you got a girlfriend? You be with the lady. It's too much going on. And see, that's the maturity in me. Cause the city boy in me would have been like, yeah, we up. Yeah, nigga, take the money and run all the fuck all them hoes. I'm too old for that shit. And as I told you last week, I died and came back to life. I came out of the fucking coma with a new way of thinking. That's too much shit going on, bro. You're wrong, bitch. And you shouldn't be no bum ass nigga taking that girl money if you with another bitch anyway, nigga. Get a girl her money back. City boy is not winning.
Well, which is true. I do agree with that as well and stuff like that. But sometimes those wings on the plane, you got these females, man, that let's see, I don't know if you ever been through a situation where, you sat there and tell the woman that, you got a girl and all this other stuff, but yet she tried to do everything she can to, like get your attention and do all type of other stuff. I done sat there and told the girl the truth. and stuff. So when she would give the money and stuff, I had a female to give me money and stuff. And what I did was I gave it right back to her and stuff. And then I looked around and see the money still in my car. So I even went to it instead of leaving it in her mother's mailbox and stuff. But she just kept good. So I said, you know what, man? I done told her the truth, and that's what my homeboys told me. I done told the girl the truth, and this is the player back in the day me now. Even back then I had morals, somewhat. But anyway, the thing about it,
Hey,
uh,
more.
I tried to get the money back. I tried to do the right thing, man, because I knew what I was doing and stuff. But she just kept doing it. So I said, you know what, man, I need some gas in my car, and it went from there. Now, now where I come into fault at, I kept doing it and stuff. So that's why I came into fault at instead of just saying, hey, man, here go the rest of your money back. I just put some gas in my car. I'll pay you back and stuff like that. So, but I agree with Rings on the Prank stuff. That was me back then and stuff. Me now, y'all know I ain't no city boy. I'm country boy. I always have been a country
It's
boy.
an easy on. I'm too old for that shit, bro. I'm in the fucking. I be the youngest nigga in the doctor office, man. I ain't got time to be running around with these motherfucking people,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
If a nigga doing all that, bitch, get away from me, bro. You got too much going on, man. That's too much, bro.
I'm gonna be real with you and stuff, man. When I was going to my appointment this morning and stuff, I was like the oldest cat there, to be honest with you and stuff. It was a lot of kids in there having procedures, and it was all ages in there, but I see more kids and like 20-year-olds and
Tell me,
stuff
brother.
having procedures than anything, man, and stuff. So I'm like, what are y'all doing? Live your life, man. Don't be sitting up here trying to keep up with TikTok and people on TikTok and Instagram. Is all fake. And that's another thing I want to say. Stop trying to keep up with social media because it's all fake. All of it. Hey, well, I'm gonna say it like this: 99.8% fake. So, cause you got some stuff out there that's real and stuff.
What the fuck is that? Okay.
Go ahead, KG.
Well, I'm done.
Okay. Well, listen. Well, my answer. Before we go to the second one, number one, this is why you don't do wife, spouse things for people who's just your boyfriend. That's what I would say. She like, baby, let's bring back marriage and like two parent type households and marriage. Can we bring it back to a place where marriage is looked at as something beautiful? Even though yes, you're gonna go through your problems. Even though yes, you're going to have you might take a break from each other. I'm sure there have been many married couples who have. But I say all that to say, for me, sis, like what type of man? There's always red flags, but I think the problem is a lot of these women don't pay attention to the red flags. There was something about him that was off. And this is also why it gets a little tricky trying to date somebody who has a BM or BD type situation. KG, I want to ask you this question. Since you do have a child, how hard was it dating for you when you told them I have a son?
It wasn't hard at all. It was not hard at all because see, I was one of them dads that if I had to go to the mall to pick up something, my son would be like 6 months to a year old and stuff. I took him, and it didn't really matter how old he was. I always took him with me, and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it was my time to have him and stuff like that. And stuff, man. Shoot, grocery store, I put him in the buggy and stuff, give him a little something to play with while, dad doing a little shopping and stuff like that. It was easy as hell because the thing about it, my son got me the women.
Your son,
and stuff,
oh
cause
my gosh, he's such a great
yeah,
dad. Woo!
yeah,
Why
it
don't you
wasn't
come
just
over
that.
for a little playtime?
No, it wasn't that easy. What it be doing, like
Oh.
let's just say for instance, I'd be like trying to pick me, get him like some shoes or something like that there, and I'd be picking that up. My eyes stayed on him the whole time, especially when he was in the buggy or what have you. And I had one of them straps that you put on and stuff and have your child right here and stuff like that. I had one of them on and stuff, and people be looking at me like, oh, that's a real nigga right there. He take care of his and stuff, and they see me like every time I bought some shoes, I'll buy him the same shoes and stuff, and mostly Cameron was a very pretty baby. I'm talking about cute baby and stuff, So thing about it, females walk up and be like, "Your child is cute as hell," and he was always one of those smiling kids too, smile at anybody and stuff. And she was like, "Can I hold him?" I like, "No, And stuff like, no. You're like, why I can't hold it? I said, because number one, that's disrespectful to his mother, even though me and his mother
Wait.
not
Are they
together.
actually asking you why you couldn't hold him?
Yeah. And why they couldn't hold him? Yes. And I'm like, no, that's disrespectful to their mother and stuff. And number two, I want him to be in tune with his mother frequency, not no other female's frequency or whatnot and stuff. So the thing about it, they be like, when can I at least, like touch him? I'm like, no, because I don't know where your hands have been at and stuff. So therefore,
Maybe you
I
should
was
just excuse
and
me,
stuff.
I left
So
something at home.
but I mean, I did that to everybody, whether they was cute or whatnot and stuff, and they look good to me. I did that to everybody because that's true. I don't know, and this way before COVID and stuff like that. And I was OCD then when I had my son. I was, like I wouldn't let them touch, but I let them, look at him and, like play with him from, like eye to eye and stuff like that, not touch him and stuff like that. And they was like, and by me doing that, they was like, dog, you really, like you really take care of yours and stuff like that and stuff. And I said, well, shoot, what you doing later on? And stuff. She was like, nothing. And so where he gonna be at? I said, probably with his mom and stuff, or his grandparents and stuff. They were like, oh, okay. And stuff. And see, that alone, man, please. And then one female told me, the reason why I stuff be like, okay, they think like, if I had a child for him or something like that, I ain't got to worry. He cool. So he take care of his and stuff like that. So that's what one female told me, So like that's why, like a couple of not a lot, but like a rare few females like took a liking to me because of that right there, So no, having a child did not make my dating life hard. It made it more easier, way easier.
Let me ask you. Let me go to Wings on a Plane real quick. Then I'm gonna come back to you. Wings on a Plane question: while you were dating, or still out there in the dating field, what's the most amount of kids a woman that you met had that you was like, no, no? You're muted, Wings.
And I always keep muting that motherfucker. That bitch still mute. Man, fuck. We still winded up fucking. But if I had to say she had a lot of churn, I would say it was a young lady. She had six children. She had
Mm.
six. And like all little ones, they were all like in succession, like a couple of years apart, like all like little tiny babies. So I think she got to this day probably about 7 right now. But I mean, fuck, we were still fucking. We were just fucking. But my dogs used to have a little joke because I go pick her up and sometimes the babies will be with her. So they'll leave shit in the car, like nigga will find like baby bottles in the car and like little pampers and shit. And my dog will be like, nigga, oh, you stepdaddy. And I'm like, nah, bro. The
Daddy
young lady
daycare.
had a baby. I was the gentleman. I ain't gonna bitch, just stop leaving baby stuff in my car though. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you in the baby where y'all gotta go, but stop leaving. But she had
She was
about
trying to
6.
cock block. She was trying to cock block you and with other women. Like, oh, so I thought you said that you didn't have nobody.
I
A
mean,
child. What is
like I
this?
said, we wasn't together. We were fucking, but she had like 6 children. And
Yeah.
a person, I would say the most children a person I ever like been with had probably was like three children. And we was together like 3 children.
How was that for you?
I mean, fuck, I don't know.
Like, did you have?
Most
Did
of
you
the
ever have?
women I
Did you
date,
ever have
most of the
any
women
issues?
I date, the kids are my age, so I don't know how the dynamic would be. Like most of the women I go for, I have since I've been having sex. If a woman had children, they probably my age. I don't know. So
Oh, okay. I thought they were okay. Gotcha. So that pretty much rules out the questioning of do you
other than my ex-wife, now my ex-wife, we had now my stepdaughter Cameron. That was a transition for me. Trying to do the stepdaddy shit, that wasn't working out for me because I don't have children, and I'm trying to be like a figure of a father to a person that's telling you about they ain't shit ass daddy. When I look better than this nigga ain't got shit on me. But this really your daddy, so I can't disrespect him. But I'm like, well, you tell that nigga do this shit then. You talk about your daddy, and I'm the nigga that's right here right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
my ex-wife's marriage would probably be the only time I dealt with that type of shit.
got you? Did he? I know you just said that. Basically, you're getting told. Was it Cameron's the one who's telling you her daddy ain't worth
Of
money?
course it's Cameron. Of course it's always the kid. You
Got
just mad. You just mad because
so
he ain't my dad. I'm gonna tell your mama. Tell my mom. All that
what
shit.
you
Yeah, I'm
know
not
about
messing
that
with
song?
that.
So here's my question. Did you ever have a conversation with him yourself and like did he give you his blessing or
I ain't never really talked to the guy. Like I never had no reason to talk to this nigga. Like we knew of each other. We were cordial and respectful for the reason that I'm around your daughter and your mother, the mother of your child is my wife now. Like we're cordial on that aspect. But I have no reason to talk to you, sir. Like you don't do shit. You ain't shit nigga. From what I hear
Okay,
with this man, so I'm like I don't want to affiliate with you. And the niggas around in the circle say the same thing about you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no reason to talk to you.
got you. One last question, and we're gonna move on to the second interesting news of the week. One last question. So, what would you tell any men out there who are first time stepfathers? What's the best advice? And maybe, like I said, they don't know what they're doing like you did. What's the best advice you would give them?
Man, just have patience, brother. Just have patience. If you love the person enough, just have patience, bro. Because that could have went so left, but like I told y'all, I died last week. The old version of me has died. I just want to be good now. So just have patience, bro. Just
That
have
could have
patience.
went so left. Okay, well,
Yeah, so the old
Look,
me would have told you, fuck them children, fuck them kids. But I've died and since been reincarnated. Just have patience with the young people. Maybe they'll learn. I do take pride in knowing that she was accepted into all the schools in Georgia, but she chose to go to LSU. So I mean, go figure.
Louisiana, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay,
and
let's
you know
go to
what?
number.
I want to say something too about because I've been a step
Go ahead.
parent
Go
a lot
aid.
of times too. That's where I agree with Wayne's on the plane. Yeah, you got to be patient with them and stuff like that. There, and this country, I got a lot of stepchildren and stuff. So therefore, the thing about it, be patient with them and stuff. They will shine later on. The real ones will reveal themselves. They still keep in contact with you and stuff, and tell you thank you for everything that you've done and stuff. And I'm like, shoot, I'm not done yet. You still need some, like suggestions or anything like that. There, shoot, I'm still around. Like they take you up on that offer and stuff like that. They include you in things that you wouldn't possibly imagine and stuff like Father's Day come around, man. I'm like, oh my God, especially Tracy. Patrice, man. She always, like come through for me and stuff like that, Patrice. And like I'm gonna give a shout out to Ursula as well. I miss you, girl, and stuff. But I'm glad to see you doing good and stuff. And I'm gonna say that right there, just in case if this, like gets out to her, whatnot and stuff. I see her doing good and she's doing great and stuff. And congratulations to all your endeavors that you have accomplished and stuff. So, they will come through for you, man. It's sometimes being a stepdaddy is pretty challenging
I
and
know. I
stuff.
learned from Sammy Sam. Sammy Sam told me that shit. Goddamn. Motherfucker, goddamn. Tell your mama.
And as you know, my wife, she has her two kids or whatnot and stuff, and King is word from battle, y'all, but it's still, we still keep it going though, so
That's
that's all I
it.
had to say about that.
That's it. That's it. Well, I know because I'm at the place now. Before I go ahead and move on to the second one, so I'm at the place now where I am definitely accepting and willing to be, have, I don't want to call them stepkids, but bonus children. I'm at that place now. It was a time where I'm like, I don't want to deal with that BMBD drama. But no, that's not everybody's situation. You actually have some, a wife and the BM who are good friends. You have a husband and the BD, they're good friends. Like it's division ain't gotta live in your life. You listen, man. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, man. You can speak what you want to happen, and God's gonna see you through. Let me go ahead and go to number two.
Oh yeah, and special dedication to one other child that I just recently acquired and stuff. This one is hard headed, but out of all of them and stuff, I worry about this one more than anything, and that is you, Kyndra.
Man, why I knew you was gonna say that.
Hmm.
Nigga say you the most recent acquisition. Goddamn. What you just signed her tonight, nigga? That nigga say the most recent
I
acquisition.
was like, I thought
Yeah.
I've been one for the last
Well,
Motherfucker you
we
signing
we've
up for our
been
free agency, man. This nigga just
we
signing children, man.
not necessarily, like for a while. I mean, we've been knowing each other, but we just got to that level where it's like that. So and stuff, and she actually initiated it, and I accepted. So,
Oh, I don't remember that. All right, number two.
oh
So,
really? All right then. Tell you where your contract is. Tear that up right
okay, so number two. A woman went viral, and I'm gonna come to you. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
This nigga got a contract for real, man. What the fuck y'all got going on, man? What the fuck? Man, what the fuck? I ain't signed no contract to be on the show. What the fuck y'all got going on, bro?
Now, free agency
I
going
can see this is beyond me. What y'all got going? I can see this is beyond me.
on.
Yeah, this
So
is
number
beyond
two,
me.
Wings on Play. I'm gonna come to you first. So a woman went viral for calling off wedding after finding out her fiance slept with a few men in college way before meeting her. What are your thoughts, brother?
Damn, I mean, she did the right thing. I mean, he if he didn't tell her she did that shit, then I mean, fuck, he fucking them balls, man. You can't be doing that. But I ain't gonna lie, though, I want to know how she found out, though. How she found out he was fucking the balls back in college.
Hey,
Cause look, this my thing, right? Now, this he the dummy now. Now this is why he the dummy. Now, it's true to be you is okay. Cause you should have been true to you in the jump by not marrying that girl if you liked them boys. But he probably was experimenting with the boy. That's what I'm saying. Now, how did she find out? Because he probably was in college, just like the boy that just shot the crazy boy that shot Charlie Kirk. Let's say that's what happened to him. So let's say he's in college, he's a regular dude, but he gets to college, he's away from his parents and all now his experimentation. And he gets a roommate that's his roommate. And his roommate say, hey, I got lollipops. You want to try a lollipop? And he winds up sucking this lollipop. And he likes sucking this lollipop, right? Like he wasn't born raised sucking this lollipop, but he winds up liking this lollipop, experimenting with it. Now he goes on. He still loves all the candy on the other side, the pink candy, the cotton candy. Still loves all the fluffy candy the girls have, but he still likes them lollipop too. But he ain't gonna let nobody know he like the lollipop. He want to eat the good cotton candy where the girls with the pink candy. He want to laugh at happy. So he gonna go suck the lollipop for play, but go marry the laffy taffy. Now the girl, she right for not marry that nigga because he got a shitty dick, boy. You around here playing them games, nigga. Go suck the lollipop and leave the laffy taffy alone, sir.
Hey
Okay?
man, I can't stand that either, man. If you gonna do that, man,
Just
go
keep it
man.
real, nigga.
Yeah, man, keep it real, man. Just do what you want to do, man. But don't do that, man. Yeah, stuff, man, cause that
But I
fuck
want
with
to know
a
how she
lot of
found out
shit.
though. You ain't never told me how she found out though.
I didn't go
Damn.
that deep into it.
But she did right. Leave that nigga ass at the altar.
Go ahead, K. Go ahead, KLG. You said that bot and what else?
And I just said, just leave it. Just I mean, cause see, that's what had the AIDS epidemic wild. I mean, very wild and stuff like that. You never know what the hell because I mean, I'm not saying now. I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying that's what causes AIDS. I'm not saying none of that, there, man. I'm just saying what my experiences was, man. And see a lot of these guys that was gangsters and all this other stuff. I mean, they were doing that, and then they messing with the women, knowing that they probably had something. And this was like early '90s and stuff like that, man. But I'm like, hey, man, if you gonna do that, do that. Leave the women alone so we can get them. So, but no, man, they ain't want to do that, them, man. So it was
But
like,
that be the thing though. Cause that be the thing. That be the one that bring it to the middle. You know how you got the circle, how the Olympic circle go? You got
yeah.
the circle, and they make a little one in the middle. They
Hmm.
in the middle, bro. It's the one in the middle. Which I have nothing against anyone that has an alternative lifestyle. I don't
Yeah, I
mind
don't
that.
either.
Anyone
I
can live
don't either,
freely,
but
totally fine with that. But I'm saying, like in this said scenario, we talking about why this lady left this nigga why at the altar because he was sucking the lollipops while he was, chasing Laffy Taffies, but secretly sucking the lollipop.
okay. So what was the question again?
Basically, that was it. That was basically like a woman went viral for calling off her wedding because she found out her husband, her soon to be husband, her fiance,
Oh, okay.
had was with a few men in college way before
Let's-
he met her.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's, like I said, like we all said, we had nothing against nobody who has an alternative lifestyle. But I feel like if he really wanted to be with that woman, he should have told her from the jump. And stuff, like something like that right there. That's something like you tell somebody like probably at the third or fourth, fifth experience on being together, like before sex that is and stuff. So and plus another thing, responsible thing to do is also go get yourself checked. So therefore you can definitely be available to, like anybody, whether it's a male or female or whatnot. You don't want to pass nothing on to nobody, no matter what your lifestyle requires. So but I'm still trying to figure out why did this go viral because I'm like, okay, this shit happens damn near every day almost. So I'm like,
I'm assuming it's in the context of how it was found out. That's why I keep asking, how did she find out? Because obviously the guy didn't tell her. She didn't tell him this. So
that
she
is
found
true.
out. So I'm
That
assuming
is
it
true. So
went
how she
viral
found out?
because of the way they found out.
That is true. So, yeah. So did Kyndra answer that? How she found out?
I don't know. I didn't go dig that deep into the news story. And you're right. This type of stuff happens all the time. Let me go ahead and answer this before we go to our questions of the night. So here's what I would say, and this might be sound like a double standard and everything else, like which it is. I find it funny how women can get away with being gay, having a gay phase in college, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm not like that no more. I found the Lord, all that type of stuff. But a man, if he even kisses a man, oh, nigga, you gay, right? And to me, it's like, what happens if that man, let's take the same scenario. What if that man, we ain't talking Andrew Caldwell, I like women. No, you don't, sir. We know you don't like women. What if that man actually finds Christ and he really does truly turn his life around? And he's like, hey, I want to be able to actually have this, be able to talk with my soon-to-be wife about this. Unfortunately, how do we not know that there are some men out there who currently are married, but they are too afraid to go and say something, and they've been married probably about 10, 15 years or whatever, but they're too afraid to say something to their best friend about, I had a past. Because somewhere in the back of their mind, she's not going to accept that. But I'm like, be real. If she loves you.
But this is my thing. Now this is my thing to add to what you're saying. Now, that's totally true, right? Because everyone lives with things in their mind. Now, with that being said, what would be the benefit if you've been with this person, you say what, 10, 50, 20, however many years? What would be the benefit of you've been with this person knowing this all this time? What would be the benefit of you now coming to tell me this after all this time?
There wouldn't be a benefit.
So why would you do it?
What? Okay, hold on. I got a question. And both of y'all, I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to incriminate because I know your wife watches the show, KG. I'm not gonna do that. Wings in a plane. Let me ask you, KG. You're muted if you're talking.
No, my wife. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. No, my wife knows damn near everything, so you can ask me.
Okay, so basically, I was gonna say this. There are things that I'm sure both of you all have done, and you did not tell, and you were not going to sit there and say nothing to your significant other. You basically like, listen, if they don't ask,
it goes to the grave. It goes to the grave. Yes, exactly.
Okay, but if they do ask, are you gonna tell them the truth, or are you gonna keep it, just lie about it, and then repent later?
I've always told mine the truth and stuff.
I mean, if they were to ask, like ask about what it was, because they would have to know what it was to ask about.
Like something that whatever you take into the grave with you now, if they just
if they were to ask, like they would hit on here to ask, have your just if it comes out if they ask, probably
just a
not.
random thing, whatever you
probably not.
Specifically
probably not if it's something like that. Like probably not if it's something like that. No, I wouldn't. Because I don't feel like it's worth it. This is the one thing I want. This is the one thing I want everybody listening to this show to know. If you let something out of your mouth that comes out of your brain out to someone else under the pretense that that's going to stay between the two of you, you're sadly mistaken. That never happens. So the only way to ensure this goes to the grave is to just don't fucking say nothing. And I will be that person. I'm just not going to say nothing because I know I ain't going to tell no fucking bye. I ain't going to tell on me. I don't know if I tell you what you going to do. So I'm not going to say nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't say nothing. So that's why I asked, if you did all this, you've been with this lady 20 years, fuck you gonna tell her you've been sucking dick now for? Now she gonna look at you funny like, every time, now she gonna talk about every time you kiss me, you stuck your tongue in my mouth, you would think about sticking your tongue on the dick. Every time you would, she gonna have these thoughts in her mind now. You done fucked up her whole way of thinking about you now, after all these years. You feel me? Like every vacation. Now, every time she thought about you eating a banana, was she thinking about a penis? Every time he wanted to get it, like she gonna be looking at you in this light now when you didn't have to do that. Why would you do that? You know, and that's why I say the reward is not worth the risk. You shut the fuck up.
Come on, it's not always, bro. It's not always. You sometimes, hey, but no, like I said, Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, she did right because again, she at the end of the day, she still has to live with that. It's like, or I've known of people who have accepted outside a baby that wasn't created on them, an outside child, but they have to live with that. Every time they look at that child, they got to realize that was created by my husband or my wife created that baby.
Yeah.
Rarely will men actually accept a child that wasn't created by them. Like once a woman she got pregnant. Let's go ahead, hit these random polls. Okay. So number one, um, and this was actually a random polling question by Rashana, who is not able to make it tonight, but she wanted to bring this up. So hey, Rashana, this is one of your questions. So she wanted to know: is it the woman's responsibility to get the child or children ready for daycare and or school if the man of the house only pays rent and or mortgage? KLG, what's your answer?
I would have to disagree. I would have to disagree. In order, I mean, that's such a Neanderthal way of thinking. If you ask me right there, I was always involved with. I love doing that stuff. I don't care what the hell I paid. I always like to get them up and getting them up, getting ready for school and stuff like that. There, and actually be a parent and stuff. For me, if you don't share the activities like that right there, you're missing out. You're really missing out. And stuff. So I mean, be a part of the show. Like just because you make sure they got a roof over their head, yeah, that's the man thing to do, and that's what we do. But you also wants to be like in the actual vicinity and doing the things that like getting your children used to, conversation wise. I don't care how old they are. And so you can have a conversation with a 2-year-old, and for some reason that 2 year, especially these days, will still appreciate it. May not understand what you're talking about, but at least that will be like, okay, my dad loves me, stuff like that. At least they may have that in their head and stuff later on down the line. It goes a long way and stuff. I mean, when dad she used to get me up, he'd just be coming in, and that's what I was doing. I was working 2 jobs, and I was still able. I went from 2:30 to 11 o'clock at the hospital. Then I was like at 12 o'clock to 7 in the morning at Walmart, and I still was able to get home and stuff, and help baby mom with the son and stuff, make sure he got off to going where he's supposed to go. And it was still a refreshing feeling, man, and stuff. I mean, so I disagree with
Love the answer. Go ahead, Wings on Plane. Your go.
Now I feel the same way. Even though I don't have children, I can kind of see. I can kind of piggyback off that. It's not a just because you pay something. Whoever made these children, who's around these children as the supervisor, should be hands on with that, like getting them ready. Because I see this shit a lot with my niece and nephew. And I'm like, goddamn, I'm glad I ain't no fucking body parent. But whoever's collected around the kids should be the ones that are installing that discipline, teaching them the what to do, the what not to do, getting them ready for school, and giving them, because it all starts at home. Before you send these children out into the world, they're going into the world who was installed in them at their house. So if they acting like animals and fucking bad ass children outside in the world, they see some of this shit at their house. Now, true enough, they'll take some of this shit they see at school and bring that home too. But like we all say, it all starts at home. So the
that. Yes, it
foundation,
does.
you hear me? So if they see
Yeah.
a good foundation, they go out to the world around the other kids, then that's what's going to kind of make them know that's normal. People don't really know. School is to teach you how to interact with other people your age. It's building your social skills. Like people talk about the education in school, yeah, but the biggest part for you to go to school is to learn how to act around other people your age and how you stack up to other people your age. That's why you'll see something you can tell if a motherfucker got on the spectrum or a little timid, a little slower than all the other kids. When you put around kids their age, that's how you see how you match up with other kids. So if you have
Exactly.
children that are not around kids like homeschool, like take example a child that's homeschooled and put them around children that go to school and see the stark difference in how they behave. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look at children and behaviors type shit like that from a different perspective than a parent because I'm not a parent. You feel me? So I don't have that maternal way to look at it because you guys like have kids. Man, fuck them children, really for real. But I still love the kids. You know what I'm saying? I still love the kids, but from that aspect.
Mhm.
Got you. Understand. Okay. Well, my answer is no. It's not only her responsibility, whether regardless of the fact if he's only paying rent or mortgage. He created a child, help create a child, be there. Like, don't just let her do everything, right? And that also shows like they'll remember that. Kids are gonna remember that. Like, oh, I didn't see Daddy ever get me ready. Mom always did, and that's gonna cause resentment. Let me go to question 2. Wings on plan. I'm gonna start with you. In past relationships or where you are now, how long are you willing to wait to allow a person to become the best version of them for you?
You say, how long am I willing to wait for a person to become the best version of them?
For you, yes.
Right now, dog, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm at a point to where I'm just go over there and go do it, and we'll reconvene and see if it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a space where I'm still under construction as well, mentally preparing for my 40s. So if a person is, in a space to where they doing that, that's totally fine. I don't knock it, but I'm doing the same thing. So how about we revisit this when we in a better space and try to go? Because I'm at a point in life I don't want to. I'm not trying to waste nobody's time. I'm damn near 40. I'll be 40 in 2 years. I'm not trying to play no game. I was telling my ex-wife the same thing. I see she trying to make her way back because you see the grass is not green as it once seemed to be. And with that said, I've been enjoying having my freedom of not having someone to answer to. But at the same time, you do want to be with a person. But at how long am I willing to wait for a motherfucker to get their mind right? I ain't got no time for all that. So it's like, fuck, if your mind ain't like where we need to be, we could just leave that shit where it's at. That's why I'm single right now.
Right on. KLG, same question for you.
Well, what defines getting your mind right? Because see, what I mean by that is it's layers to that, like stuff. Because see, like as far as like if they out there doing dumb shit in the world and not really can make up their mind about what they want to do, what their ambitions is, and all that other stuff. You have that layer, but you also have a layer when you already like with
Oh, my
somebody, you've
bad.
been with that person for a long time and stuff, and it's certain things that people do, whether they're male or female, to do to get on each other's nerves and stuff like that. That's not healthy for that relationship. And because see, if you speaking from it from okay, let's take it from the first end that when he's on the plane was talking about. If I was a single man, stuff, not much of nothing to be honest with you. It wouldn't be no time if I see that you're that it takes you a while to actually get stuff together and get your mind right and stuff like that, man. It's certain words that I listen to, and if those words and sentences don't line up that make sense and stuff, you can say a statement that's completely true. But if that truth statement don't follow your everyday actions, that's a no for me. And stuff. If that does everybody follow me?
Nah, I'm with you, bro.
I
Okay,
follow.
okay. Now from the marriage aspect point and whatnot and stuff, this is something totally different. Because see, when you're married to somebody and you've been with somebody that long and stuff, you already got the basics. You already know that the person's not going to cheat on you. They're going to be there for you. They're going to do things for you and stuff like that. It could be little knickknacks or nuances and stuff that may get on your nerves and constantly keep causing arguments and stuff like that right there. This is however different now. If you all have all the basics there, granted, the same person that you married ain't the same person that they're going to be in the next 5 or 10 years. They're going to be somebody different. However, if those problems still keep popping up and stuff, and if they are willing to acknowledge that that's their fault and stuff and keep moving on, instead of trying to complete the marriage and do what they got to do, then hey, we got a lifetime. Because at least you acknowledge and you're trying to work on that. Now, yeah, it's going to get frustrated. It's going to be like, man, fuck this. I'm tired of this stuff. It's going to get like that. But sometimes you got to think about it. If you have the basics, if you still got that foundation in which your relationship was founded on, then keep building, keep working. Just keep working because a marriage is work. And it's
And
going to
this is,
forever be
I'm
work.
glad you said that, KG. I want to piggyback on that because as a man that has been married and divorced, which I hear a lot from motherfuckers that been either one or two or none, I can say, God damn it, you hit it on the head as far as that with the divorces and what people go through with that shit, bro. Because I ain't never doing that shit no more again. Fuck marriage, fuck divorce is overrated. Everybody wants to be married and all this. And I don't know what it is. I never do it again. I have a bad taste left in my mouth from it. Maybe I'm biased, but man, fuck
It's
that shit.
fine. It's
Overrated. I
fine.
ain't. If you got look, fuck all that.
It's
I
fine.
lost my
And I see it from wings on the plane point of view too, because you can get to the point where you're like, man, shit, this shit was a waste of my time and stuff, and I feel like that, like it shouldn't have been that direction and stuff, and you ultimately figure out sometimes that you just better on just letting God lead the way and stuff like that. If it comes to that, it'll come to that. If it don't, do you until God answers that right there.
The thing that happens is, and I get called a misogynist when I tell women this, marriage is not about happiness. They're sold this fucking dream since they're little girls about the prince and princess and all this shit. Marriage is not about happiness. It's about duty to your partner and having a partner to go through life with. That is marriage 101. It ain't about, oh, I'm not happy today. You made me sad. Bitch, go scratch your ass and get glad. It's not about happiness. But when you say these type of things to women, especially the women and with the high value shit and all that, they get highly upset. They call you, oh, your mama you must be gay, or you hate your mama. No, I'm telling you the truth, young lady. Marriage is not about happiness. It is about duty to your partner. Having somebody with your fine ass right now when your fine ass ain't fine no more and you're fluffy, they still gonna love you the same way. But I digress.
I see what he talking about. I see what he talking about and stuff, you know. Yeah. But you know, like it's I guess it's just a delivery on how you say it that females feel like you being misogynist. But you're right and stuff to a degree and stuff, you know, because the Bible
I know
says
I have a plethora of single women that can tell me I'm incorrect all day, but hey.
You're right because women are sold this dream that you know like the princess and all the other stuff and the princess have wedding and stuff. The wedding, you know, I personally feel like the wedding is for them anyway. You know, it's not for really for us, you know, and stuff like that. There, but you know, me and my uh, me and my wife, we went to a courthouse and we bada bing, bada boom and stuff. And I know some
All
people
right,
who
that
have
which
like
we get this shit on the bag.
yeah, and I know some people who had like these glorious big weddings and stuff, and it last for 90 days. So you know, and then money's still gone though. You know, so it just seemed like they did it just for the accolades. You know. But I could be wrong on that one too. But I feel where Wings on the Plane coming from. That's why I constantly tell Kyndra and stuff that it's marriage is constantly work.
Yeah, it's work. It is duty. They hate the word duty, baby. Duty to your partner. That is marriage.
That's
I'm
it.
sorry.
That's it. Well, before we get out of here, Miss Rashana,
Oh,
you can answer one question. Uh, and
Baby.
then
hey,
we
how
are
y'all, how y'all
What
then
up?
we're
What up?
leaving.
doing? I had it set, and I don't know how I forgot.
It's okay. It is
But
okay.
I
So
see. But I feel like we need to hear her perspectives on everything. I don't know how much she heard of ours, but we
Yeah,
need to hear her
we
perspective on.
do. I'm with you, KG. I'm with you on that, KG.
Mhm.
What's that?
okay. So we'll go with the question of the night that you had asked about: is it a woman's responsibility to
Come
get the
on,
child?
run that back. Run all that back. Run all that back.
Oh, okay.
Start from the beginning.
Um. Okay. All right. Uh. So the first one is um a woman went viral for making a post saying that she sent her man 1,500 for his birthday, then found out that he was in Cancun with his BM. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, she the fool to be sending a man that much money, and she not with him. First and foremost, because I would never send a man that type of money, and I'm not standing there beside him, or we're not together. I no, just if you in Texas and I'm in Louisiana, I'm just not gonna send you no $1,500 or however much it was, and I'm nah. That's crazy.
Okay. Love it. Okay. Second question is for interesting news of the week. Is a woman went viral for calling off wedding after finding out her fiance slept with a few men in college way before meeting her. So what are your thoughts?
Ooh, if he slept with men during college, that means he's still sleeping with them. I, no, I'd call that out too. Well, you no that mean that desire in the back of your head somewhere, and a woman can never compare to another man. Like that's no competition. Period. No, that
He want
no.
that lollipop. He want that lollipop.
I know that. I'd have to call that one out too. Not no.
Oof.
Yeah, I'd
Oh shit.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's go to your question that you requested about: is it a woman's responsibility to get the child or children ready for daycare or school if the man of the house only pays rent or mortgage?
no, it's not fair. I mean, because especially if that woman works, coming in, especially like night shift or whatever. I mean, it should be, like I said, 100, 100. Like, it doesn't matter. We both should have that turn to get them dressed. Just not a woman should do that. No, we both should be doing it. Not just me.
And where did that question inspire? You have a friend who's dealing with that?
Yeah, she is. She's dealing with, because he feel like he paid the mortgage. She get the baby dress. She paid the other utilities. She buy the groceries or whatever. But he said only because he pays the mortgage, which is $1,200, she should do the rest what is around the house. And that's it. He just be on that. What is that? That gambling with the sports, the Fendor or whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah. A parlay.
Whatever that is. Yeah. He just does that because he say he pays the mortgage. So she should be responsible for the rest of the house.
Are they married?
No, they're not. No, they just have a daughter together.
So she can leave.
Exactly.
They're not married.
I've been told her. I'll walk away and then I'll put them on child support.
So tell her to watch this episode.
Yeah, right.
All right, number 2. And then I'll give my answer after you give yours. So basically, last question tonight is, in past relationships or where you are now, how long are you willing to wait to allow a person to become the best version of them for you?
Allow a person. I don't think it's a certain time to give a person to be ready. If they're ready, they know when they're ready. It's not a certain time. Then, because you could be with a person and not happy with that person, and eventually, like a week or two, you know what I'm saying, find somebody or see somebody that, get your interest or whatever. It ain't a certain time.
Okay. What's the longest time that you remember, if you don't mind me asking, the longest time you remember waiting for a man to get his life together and then you realize you are not going to get it? I've wasted X amount of years. What was the longest?
8 years. My baby daddy. My kid's father.
What made you realize he's just not going to get it together? What was that defining moment for you?
When I realized he wouldn't leave the streets alone and wouldn't then he went to jail. So I was like, if he still went to jail so many times and I waited, that last time was just like he just haven't learned at the age of 30. So it's time for me to move on. I got to raise these these 3 boys by myself, basically.
Unfortunately, that type of stuff happens. So my answer, I would say, is like KG said, define like best version. What exactly does that mean? Because marriage is different. You're every 5 to 10 years, you're getting a different version of that person. I think during the dating phase, when I'm first meeting someone, I got to figure out, okay, what exactly is it about you? What can I work with? What's something I may not be able to work with? Just kind of outweigh the pros and cons, right? Like for me, I not prefer, but this is a necessity. I need a man who actually has a license, not suspended, because if we get pulled over, you're gonna have to go be the one to go to jail, okay? A valid license. And you know what's so crazy? What I'm trying to figure out is why do our licenses expire? We're the same person that we were
exactly
before it expired. This is so stupid.
Yeah, they said to change. They say you change, the face changer, you change your weight. That's why they say they do the, update your license or whatever.
That's what the white man says, and they fall on that crap. So have an actual valid license. You need to have a car. I'm at the point in my life now. I used to sit there and try to be like, oh, it's okay. I'll go pick the guy up. I'll do that. I'm not doing that. I refuse. Get a car. I saw a station wagon on the road today, and I ain't seen those in years, and the lights were out, right? But go get you a station wagon. It doesn't matter. Some type of working vehicle that you can meet me somewhere. I had a guy one day. And I had a guy one day who told me, "Oh yeah, I'll just meet you there. I'll be catching a bus." But it's like I guess I got to the point in my mind mentally. I'm like, bro, no, like, because you know the thing about the bus. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been on bus, the public transportation. But the thing about the bus is that even if it's like a minute or 2 minutes late, that means it's gonna knock back everything else. It's like it's gonna be a constant like knockback. You know, my brother would always complain about even if the bus is a minute or 2 minutes late, he still was always late to work by 10 or 15 minutes. That means I'm having to wait on you. No, I need like some type of car. Call an Uber or whatever else it may be. At this point in my life, I need a man who actually has a legal job. Okay, not like you said, Rashana. You said I'm not gonna deal with the street type act. Now let me ask you this question: at that time in his life, was he like the feds calling your phones street? Like you got like the helicopter?
No, actually he didn't know one. Actually, how he got caught up, he was because they didn't know. Like I said, they had been watching my house, but because I worked, they couldn't, they couldn't just come to my house at any time. But what happened, he ended up at what is called a trap house. And they raided the trap house and he was there at the time. And they had, because they didn't know, like they said, they didn't never know when to come to my house or not, because I always worked. And so I had legit money coming in, so they didn't never know when to come. They couldn't come in there without a legit warrant. And he knew not to have that around my children or whatever, because we had, all three of my boys then, and he knew not to bring that there. So he ended up going to a trap house, getting caught up, and that's how he got caught up. But yeah, they was watching my house and everything. I had no idea until we went to court. When I showed up in court,
they showed you the pictures. Like, there you are with him. There you are watering the grass.
Me leaving, going to work. Him leaving. Jumping in different cars. Me coming back with the kids. They had all kind of pictures and videos.
Wait, so hold on. You never like were they doing this off of drones, or like how did they actually get these pictures? Like you didn't see no black car, no unmarked car.
Yeah, they was. I never paid attention to stuff like that because I wasn't in the dope game. He was, and so I never watched my back. Like I just told him to never bring it to my house. What you do is what you do out there. Don't bring that here. Not around my kids, especially. So what he did out there, that was on him. But yeah, they got videos of me bringing the kids in, me going to work, me getting out from work, me trying to have some kind of transaction with me, which I never had no kind of transaction in there. That wasn't nobody, no wasn't near me.
But y'all like them street niggas. I mean, lady, you love you a street nigga.
No, he wasn't like that because when I met him, we both was working at McDonald's.
That nigga say fuck McDonald's wasn't enough money. Fuck McDonald's.
But McDonald's was his cover up at the time, but I didn't know that. I'm just thinking, hey, we trying to build something together. Eventually, he wanted to go to school to be welding. Oh, okay, we can grow, and then it went from McDonald's to, wow, okay.
Gotta get it. I ain't mad at that.
Where we getting this money from? And so I left McDonald's and instantly went to Johnny's Pizza. I don't know if y'all know about Johnny's Pizza. I went there and started working McDonald's in the mornings, Johnny's at night. While he was, kind of like this before I had the other two. I had just my one. And then all of a sudden I just noticed I took up my career. I went to school for phlebotomist. And when I was like, okay, well, I took up my career, I done did mine. It's nice time you go on to, get on to welding school. And welding school just never happened. And here I am with child number 2. And I'm still like, okay, maybe he see me. And I even moved away from Monroe, Louisiana to Texas to hopefully, he started working in the warehouse and everything.
Oh, that's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting pregnant again. And I had to move back to Monroe because, like I said, I was working. I couldn't work because my last baby was 8 pounds and 14 ounces. So I couldn't work like talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And he was hustling, so I'm going like, I don't trust this. I'm not gonna be out here get caught up. I'm not working. He doing this, doing that. No. So I moved back to Monroe, Louisiana. That's when I had like my mom, his mom, and had help here until I had, my baby boy. And I went back to work instantly. But still, right then, I'm caught up. Now I ain't gonna say caught up, but we've been together all these years. So yeah, I was basically sold a dream.
Damn.
Thank you for confirming that, because I just told them about the beautiful dream they sold y'all when y'all was little girls. I'm sorry to do all that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. Not now. You can't come to me with that. You come to me now With me being 49, talking about, oh, I got a dream. If you ain't had a dream by now, you ain't gonna have one. You got
Yeah.
Well, let me just kind of like continue finishing out. Like I said, you gotta, and best version, like I said, have some type of career in motion. If you are in school, like I said, I'm in school, to try to get my license, become a licensed clinical social worker and everything. I mean, a guy, let's say he's in school and he's just definitely trying to, and I see that he's actually like, hey, how's school going? Oh, it's going great. We're keeping me up to date. Okay, cool, career. Best version of themselves, not sitting here when we first meet asking me for money, like asking, like, even listen, it's way, I don't have a problem helping, but at the same time, man, like, it's you got to use wisdom. Don't be sitting here trying. I'm not gonna ask you for no money. So why we're not married? Like, what are you doing? So how long would I wait, man? I would say we're gonna do a plan, maybe like a 3-month, 6-month plan. By 6 months, something needs to happen, So that's all I gotta say about that. But listen, I do appreciate all of you all for definitely tuning in. Thank you, Miss Rashana. I'll give you a double reminder, like set 2 alarms.
I don't know, but I had logged on and had it on, for a reminder, and I guess I just started cleaning in my mind when I don't even know.
See, if I'd have had your number, Rashana, I'd have called you and told you to show on. Yeah.
Remind me something, because I don't know what, like, my mind is like getting bad at 49. I don't know what's going on.
Baby, look, if I'd have had your number, I'd have called you and told you, look, it's time to log into the show, baby. But see, I ain't got that, yeah. I ain't got that.
She really got me looking forward to something. Now, I'm not 49, but I'm around the corner from you. I'm 46.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Listen,
it's okay. It's okay. But listen,
man, I'm trying to get to the Florida club. Damn, let me in the fucking club. Shit, goddamn, I'm in this bitch knocking at the motherfucking door. Let me in now. Shit, I'm at the door knocking at that motherfucker. Shit.
But by the time you hit 40, she'll be in her 50s. So
thank you.
Nigga, I hope I'll be alive. I told you I just was in the upper room. Goddamn it, thank God to be living.
Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for my panel for showing up. I appreciate you guys. With that being said, man, y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. We're out.